y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Taylor and this video is going to be another reading vlog. I'm really feeling vlogs lately. Well, I shouldn't say lately because I just posted 2 of them and they were a conglomeration of a bunch of clips over a long period of time. So hopefully this one will be just a shorter amount of time condensed into one video. My goal is to have this be kind of like a welcome fall vlog. The adventures of a Southerner living in the Midwest and reading. So that's the intent behind this vlog. We'll see what happens. Today is Friday, October 10th. Yes, that's the correct date. Go me, I know the date. My family is having fall break. My kids have fall break through their daycare, and my husband has his fall break beginning of next week, so Monday and Tuesday. So I took off work. So hopefully going to do a couple of fun fall things. We'll see. You know, the plans never seem to happen right around here, so we're just going to go with the flow. But I do want to show y'all a couple of things that I have acquired or experienced lately, share all the things, and I thought it'd be fun to capture in the vlog. And so today we are taking along with me. I am going to Aldi to pick up some stuff, some supplies. Since moving here 2 months ago. Has it been 2 months? Wow, that's just crazy how the time flies. Yeah, it's been, we moved here August 12th. So, yeah, it's been a little less than 2 months. But since that time, we have joined a church. And, well, we haven't officially become members. We're in the process of becoming members, but, have started going to a church, and there is a member that had some surgery this week, and she has 5 kids, and I really felt for her. I was like, I remember what it was like. This is a slight comparison. I remember what it was like whenever I had a C-section with my first child, and how just someone bringing me a meal was just literally the best thing, the best blessing, the most help. So this poor woman has 5 kids and is not feeling the greatest, and I can relate to being a mom and just needing to keep on going. So I thought I would help out. The church did a meal train, and so I signed up, and so I thought also I could share Southern culture, which is one of my passions, as y'all know. So I am planning on making chicken casserole and squash casserole. So yeah, that's the plan, but I need to go get the stuff, and hopefully I can do all this. I just realized I still have the heat on, and I'm sitting in here baking, and I was wondering, why is it still hot in here? It's not as cold as it was this morning. It was 39 degrees, y'all, this morning. Like, the Southerner was not prepared mentally for that. I was like, it's not winter yet. Oh my goodness. But anyways, I'm going to go pick up that stuff from Aldi, and hopefully I'll be able to show y'all me cooking it, at least a part of it. We'll see. But I will show you the end product, unless I run out of time. I never seem to have enough time these days, but I'm going to stop jabbering. Yeah, welcome to the fall vlog. Hello. I have steamed broccoli. So I, by the way, I do not love my appearance, but you gotta keep hair out of food. Public service announcement. Postpartum hair loss is still very much a thing 7 months after having birth. So, anyways, I have my container, disposable container with some chicken and broccoli in it. Try to cut corners, save time. I used some canned chicken. I did a frozen bag of broccoli. That's what you hear now. I'm doing another bag. I'm trying to do 2, one for us and one for this family. So that's cool. Aldi threw me a little bit of a curveball because I was going to do squash casserole, but I guess it was too seasonal because they didn't have any squash. They had zucchini, but not squash. So, I don't know. I've never heard of zucchini casserole, so I don't want to risk it. So, I'm just going to hope this is enough. this chicken casserole, and I got some grapes for them. I was going to do cantaloupe, but I guess that's too summer either for Aldi. So I think I might, I have some rolls that I could put with it, and then I might swing by and grab a salad kit. I'm running out of time. Anyways, so yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Also, Southern Diaries. So I thought I'd mention our water here sucks. If you saw my latest vlog, we had to get a water softener, and that does not affect how well the water tastes or the quality of the water, just makes it soft. So I'm still drinking bottled water. We may get a reverse osmosis later, like a cheap one, but yeah, I can't stomach the water here. It makes me nauseous. It is so like salty or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Anyways, I've tried a couple of brands. Walmart's pretty good. Kroger is just tastes like plastic. Do not recommend Kroger water. By the way, like Payless is like a Kroger store. I was driving by it, and I saw the sign. I didn't see the store itself, and I was thinking like Payless shoes. Like that's where I come from. That's a shoe store. And I was like, why does a shoe store have an emblem of a buggy on it? And it's a part of Kroger. And I was like, oh, I've heard of Kroger, but I've never heard of Payless. So, anyways, side rant. Aldi or Walmart water is where it's at. This is actually good tasting water. So I grabbed like 4 things of that. Bottled water is expensive. So like I said, we may look into getting reverse osmosis to save money in the long run, because it is expensive. But anyways, I'm going to get to cooking, and hopefully I can show you a picture of what it looks like. I'm running out of time, as always. All right, she is done. I have the top on so you can't see it as well because it's starting to steam up because it just came out of the oven, but have that in my casserole dish holder. And then I got some Hawaiian sweet rolls to take to them, and I also washed some grapes and have them in a container. So I'm going to run and drop this off, and the hubs was so sweet and offered to help me out by picking up the kids, so that took a lot of pressure over me. So I'm going to go drop this stuff off for them, and then hopefully be home in time for the kiddos to be here and eat some. I made some for us too, so there it is. But yeah, anyways, yay! Yeah, done. Got them the food. Our kids got picked up. Our chicken casserole for dinner. All the bed things that needed to happen. Bath time, reading, all the things. So my kids are now in bed. So hopefully they're staying in bed and going to sleep. But I'm cleaning up to get ready for bed myself. But I wanted to share with you what I am currently reading. So I'm covering up the library sticker, but I'm currently reading The Captive. Y'all, my son is eating solids, and so naturally food gets everywhere, including on me. Apologies. I'm reading The Captive Heart by Michelle Green. And this one was not on my radar, but I heard about it from Stacy over at Wandering with Stacy. If you aren't subscribed to her, you definitely should. I'll have her linked. But she described this as historical fiction. All these things are buzzwords for me, so I was like, I'm sold. Historical fiction, Christian fiction, South Carolina, Beauty and the Beast vibes. Need I say more? I'm sold. I'm gonna go. I was not at the time. This is the first book I've picked up in like a month. Or was it? Did I read a book before? I can't even remember. Whatever. I picked this book up. My timeline is all messed up, but I picked this book up and I'm really enjoying it. Mostly, I'd say like 60%, 70% through. This one is, I do think you probably should be forewarned about a certain scene in here. It's very brief. It only happens like for a few sentences, but I just want to mention it in case you're interested, because I think it's important to know about up front, because it was a little bit
little bit jarring for me. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting to read about that, but it's about child death. So this is, before the Revolutionary War. This is like the precursors to that. There's some rumbling. It doesn't say exactly what year it is, but there's rumblings of like, unfair taxation without representation, that kind of stuff happening. But anyways, so at that time, you had a lot of sharecroppers and people were treated unfairly, slavery, obviously. But this young woman, she flees England from her employer that makes unwanted advances toward her. So she leaves England. She's a governess, because he's gonna ruin her reputation, because like a come back at her type of thing. Like, I'm not gonna give you a reference or whatever. So she flees England and goes to the colonies, specifically South Carolina, and she, long story, ends up signing a sharecroppers agreement, and so she's being transported to her new home. And on the way there, this is kind of against her. She has no other choice, I should say. It's either that or basically the brothel, right? So she picks not the brothel. But on the way there, they pass through this town, and she witnesses a scene in an alley where this man is killing these two children, basically, these two boys. And I'm assuming, the way it was written, I'm assuming they're like apprentices, or maybe they're street rats or something. I don't know, but it is actively, one of the children, I think the way it's written, is already dead, and the other one is being killed. And I was like, should I keep reading this? But I'm trying to consider that is showing, I think, what life, how rough and how foreign that life was to this girl. Actually, I don't know if that really happened in the American colonies. I assume it did, but I know that, if you lived on the streets as a child, that's pretty much a death sentence back in England during this time. So I'm assuming it's probably somewhere in the colonies. I never really thought about it. It's not something I really want to think about, that children were unloved and, not taken care of, and were trying to just survive and were oftentimes killed. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that it was like, she can't really do anything. She's in a situation where she can't assist. I'm assuming the children are dead the way it's written. If not, they're very seriously injured. So I just want to let you know that is in here. This is kind of more of a, I don't know what word to describe, like gritty Christian fiction. Like, it's not explicit by any stretch of the imagination. This is a marriage of convenience story, and there's a little bit of detail as far as like, attraction to each other, but nothing's happened yet this far in. And I don't think it would be on page. If it is, I'll let you know. But there is a little bit of detail that may make people weary, but I don't think it's too much for me. So there's that. That's always kind of the thing. If you're uncomfortable with any kind of details at all, you probably should shy away from marriage of convenience stories, generally speaking. So, but the child deaths, I definitely wanted to mention that, because I know people are sensitive about that, so I just wanted to mention that. But other than that, it's been enjoyable. There's a few things here and there. I'll go into more detail later, but there's a few things here and there that I'm like, but overall, it's a good story. I'm enjoying it. It reminds me a lot of Love Comes Softly, like a South Carolina American Revolutionary version of that, because this man is living in the frontier, right? So yeah, definitely not something I would not have normally picked up based off of the cover, because it's just, it's okay. It's not like the most terriblest thing ever, but it looks very dated to me, like compared to the covers that are coming out now. I much prefer like the ones where you see like the profile, like you don't see a head, like a full face. I don't know, I just prefer like seeing like their partial faces, or no face at all, or like a cartoon version. That's just my personal preference. But yeah, I don't even know, when was this even written? Let me see. 2016. I don't know why. I felt like it was older than that, but okay. Yeah, so I just want to update you on what I'm currently reading. We may go to the park tomorrow. Have no idea. I don't make plans these days. Life just kind of happens because my plans ultimately get changed for me. But anyways, we'll see what I get up to. Today is Monday, October 13th. It is Columbus Day. I am at home with my kids. They're off of daycare today. The Hubs doesn't have school today or tomorrow, so actually everybody is sleeping right now, which is how I'm able to do this clip during the daytime. I'm trying to get some chores done, which is why I'm not taking a nap too. But anyways, I wanted to give you an update on my reading. So last night I finished The Captive Heart by Michelle Grape, and there's some really things I really liked about this book, and a few things that were not so great for me. So what I did like, I really enjoyed the setting of this book because it's set in upstate South Carolina, which is home, and I find that, if a story has that setting, or just South Carolina in general, it gets bonus points for me. It's just something about it, the sentimentality of it, I guess, and I really love reading a story set in my home. And I've never read a frontier book or Revolutionary War time period. Actually, I did one, but I DNF'd it. Pre-American Revolutionary War time period. I've never read anything about that set in South Carolina. And I really love the American Revolution. This happens in 1770, so a few years before. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I learned some stuff, which is one of my favorite things about historical fiction. Learned some things about the Cherokee Indians in this area, and it just was like a beautiful blend of Last of the Mohicans, Beauty and the Beast, a little touch of Jane Eyre just because she's a governess, and yeah, the time period. So really enjoyed it, had a good time. There were, like I said, a few things that kind of irked me a tad, and that would be if there's like some wording or phrasing that is like repeated, especially if it's over several characters, that just, my brain just hones in on it, and it's a little tad annoying to me. So it was a question ended by a we're gonna do this now, and it was over multiple characters, and if you do it a couple of times, we all have our catchphrases that we say a lot, but if it's over multiple characters and one character says it way too many times, it just takes me out of the story and reminds me that one person wrote this book. It just doesn't make it realistic to me, and plus it's a little bit annoying just in and of itself. So there was that. This is a marriage of convenience story, so I know some readers are hesitant about physical intimacy type stuff. There are no explicit scenes in here. However, there are some, like a couple of tension-filled physical attraction scenes. And yeah, it's hard to tell you like if it's enough for you or not, because only you can make that decision, right? It was fine for me. It did kind of like toe the line a little bit, like we're getting close there. I can see that it could potentially go farther, but it didn't for me. But it may be too much for some people. So I'm just saying, like, if that is in the realm of possibility for you, you have to have your guard up, maybe even skip it, I don't know, but it is not like squeaky clean. Like there is descriptions of desire, if that makes sense. So it's, again, not explicit, like nowhere near compared to the secular side of the visual that type of book creates. This is very PG compared to that, but it may be something different. Some readers, I'm not even making any sense. Some readers may not enjoy that, so just take that for what you will. There is that child murder scene in here, which may be a no-go for some readers, even though it was a teeny tiny, very tiny fraction part of the story. It was disturbing to me, but I took it as more of a historical element, a harsh reality. Again, I can't make this decision for you as far as if it's too much or not. So just letting you know that particular aspect of the story does happen pretty early on. There's death in this book. Yeah. Anyways, I would recommend it. So I think that's all I wanted to say about that book. So I also picked up The Heart of Bennet Hollow by Joanne Bischoff DeWitt. She got married. I read The Lady in the Lionheart. It's one of my absolute all-time favorite books. And this is the first book I think she's released in a long time since she's gotten married, I believe. And this is a new release. And doesn't it just like look fall to you? I mean, come on. The first page of the actual book, autumn. My seasonal heart is singing. Like, I'm so excited that this is set during that time period. I mean, I think it moves on in the seasons. I can see that there's like, winter and then spring, but it starts in the autumn, and the cover is just autumn personified. So, very happy about that. But it is an Appalachian Pride and Prejudice retelling. If you know me, you know that my favorite classic, or one of them, probably my favorite, is Pride and Prejudice. I've read it several times. I am obsessed with the 1995 PNP. I have it on repeat. I love the song. I love everything about it. So I was very excited that one of the authors that wrote one of my favorite books wrote something new. The cover, the fact that it's a PNP retelling, and it's an Appalachian one, like that's home, pretty much. It's in my backyard, basically. Technically where I'm from, it's not considered Appalachia, but right next door, so pretty much home away from home. So I'm so excited. But I am at chapter 5, and by the way, I got a promotional bookmark, and it says, "A single man with a good living must be looking for a wife." I don't need to say it in a British accent. Hold on, Southern accent. A single man with a good living must be looking for a wife. Yeah. I keep reading this in my brain in a British accent because I know it's P&P, but I'm like, wait a second, this is Southern. Like, I can have my Southern drawl on in here. I also got a little sticker too. Sheeted to love that was built on respect. Nothing less would do. So, I'm so excited. So, I'm in chapter 5. It's just so fun to see like the parallels to P&P. Like, her name is Lisbeth Bennet. I keep wanting to say Lisbeth. I've heard Lisbeth more than Lisbeth. So without the E. And then her sisters are Marianne instead of Mary, Kit instead of Kitty. I think it was Lacey instead of Lydia, and Jane with a Y instead of the traditional Jane spelling. So just it's so fun to see. And then Pemberley is the Mr. William Drake. He lives on a train car, like a very fancy train car. He owns it. And he's like a coal mine owner, and so he's like wanting to buy this coal mine in her part of the world. And yeah, he lives on a train, and I never thought about people actually living on trains. I've heard of them traveling on trains, but this whole concept of like living on the train is just blowing my mind a little bit. But anyways, I digress. I haven't, like I said, not gotten very far, but I'm really enjoying it. I meant to say this earlier. Duh. I am buddy reading this with book lover Amanda, so I'm so excited to share the experience with her. But yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't love this. I have very high expectations. So we'll see. I'll keep y'all posted on my thoughts. We went to updating you on what we've done. So the weekend flew by. We went to the park a couple of times as a family, which we haven't I cannot talk. I haven't got much sleep either. Both my children are in sleep regression, so that's fun. But we went to the park for the first time as a family, a couple of times this weekend. So that was really fun. We rode our bikes. My husband has I forget what it's called, like the little carriage thing. that attaches to the bike. So we rode those to the park. Just so fun. There's things about the city that I really enjoy, like having everything so close together. Like literally everything's like within 7 minutes, if not 15 minutes. We joke because we're from an area where it's everything was at least 25 minutes away. So 7 minutes is just like, but yeah, having a park basically in your backyard is super fun. My kid loves it. So she's been begging to go again today, so we'll see if I can take her. But yeah, I'm just hanging out here waiting on everybody to wake up, hopefully getting some chores done because y'all, laundry is always a thing. I think I've mentioned on here my struggle with laundry. A mom life, y'all know. If you're a mom, you know. So it just never ends. Yeah, I think that's all for now. I knocked over something. Oh no. Diary of a Southern Girl Living in the Midwest. Took my daughter to go thrifting, and she was sitting in the buggy, and some lady came by and was talking to her, and she's like, "I love your bibs." And I was like, she's 2. She doesn't wear baby bibs. Like, what are you talking about, lady? And then I went to another store, and someone was buying overalls, and the checkout lady said, "Oh, these are so cute bibs. They're so good at keeping kids warm in the winter." And I was like, hold up. She meant overalls. Oh, the only time I have ever heard the term bibs was because I went skiing one time, and that's how I learned the vocabulary bibs, but I didn't equate it to outside of snowing that people call overalls bibs. Let me know what you call them. Hey y'all, so this is going to be my last clip for this vlog so I can close it out and hopefully get it posted. But I did want to share with you that I finished The Heart of Bennet Hollow by Joanne Bischoff DeWitt. I have to remember she got married. She has 2 last names now. But yeah, so this one was a highly anticipated read for me for 2025. I pre-ordered it. I just love the cover. It screams fall to me. I love Pride and Prejudice. And maybe I just kind of overhyped it in my mind. But to me, this was entertaining, don't get me wrong. But I was a bit disappointed. I ended up rating this 3 stars. I buddy read this one with Amanda, and she and I had very similar thoughts on it. So, yeah, go check out her content for what specifically she has to say about it. But yeah, I kind of describe this as watered down P&P, Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, I feel bad even saying that, but it just did not pack as much of an emotional punch for me as the original story. I think if you're going to deal with such a beloved classic, one of the original love stories that, a whole fandom is based off of, there's tons of remakes, it's a very, you have to be bold to even touch it. And I do think that she did a good job as far as like, putting it in a different time and kind of making it slightly her own twist, but it was very, very similar to the storyline. The character names are very similar, if not the same, which is fine. But I feel like some of the characters were not as vibrant as the original storyline. For example, Mrs. Bennet. In the original, she is very flighty. She is a unique individual. She is just kind of annoying. Over the top person, and in this one she just came across as more like a mom who's concerned about her kids. Like yes, I would love that character just aside, but to be a Mrs. Bennet portrayal, I felt like it wasn't as much. I don't know what word to use there, but I felt like it wasn't as interesting to portray her that way. So just as a retelling, I loved her character just by itself, but as a Mrs. Bennet
reprisal. She just didn't come across as strong to me. And then, so the Appalachian part of it was interesting. The coal mining aspect of it. It reminded me a lot of The Coal Miner's Daughter, which is, I've only seen the movie, I haven't read the book, but Loretta Lynn's backstory. And so the part where she's still living in Kentucky, like things didn't change that much in that time, in that world of coal mining in, I guess it was maybe the 60s. I don't know exactly what time frame it was for her, but this is 1904. Things didn't change a ton, so I'm pretty sure it probably looked very similar. But anyways, I did love that setting aspect of it. So I was enjoying, the story, and then the proposal happened, the first one between the Darcy character and the Elizabeth character, and I was just so off put by it. It was not as rough as the original. Like, I just felt like the Elizabeth character, she completely did not take his apology. He was trying to apologize for something he did, and she was just like completely ignored him, did not give him any kind of verbal acknowledgement of his apology, and like accused him of all this stuff. And it was just felt very unjustified based on his actions. And sure, I can see how someone can, view someone's actions inaccurately, but I just felt like there wasn't enough there for her to have such a strong reaction to him, especially based off of why. And I don't want to give too much away, but yeah. And then the Wickham character, he was not nearly as scandalous. Like, he does something different than the original, and he just kind of disappears, and there's like no backstory. Like with Mr. Darcy, the Mr. Darcy character, like he employs Wickham and says like, I should have fired him like 5 times ago or something, but it never explains why. So I thought that was interesting. And then there was a lot about mules. Elizabeth, like part of her personality is that she loves to take care of the farm. She really has a soft spot for some mules that they take care of. And she has this past of selling mules to the mine to go work in the underground belly of the mine. Then they never see the light of day again. And so she's kind of traumatized by that, like some things she really cared for and took care of. And then that animals, like there were like 2 of them, they were treated harshly and they had premature deaths. And so she has two mules left, and she like really loves on them. And yeah, so there was a lot of stuff about the mules that I just didn't really care for. I feel heartless saying that, but I was like, the mules are like, the amount of times that they're in here is a bit much for me personally. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. But it is cute. It is entertaining. I think you could go either way with this as a Pride and Prejudice lover. Either you're going to really love this because it is very nostalgic, or you're not going to love it because it's very on the nose. Like, it's just, I've heard other comparisons saying like she just took the story and just redid it slightly. So yeah, I feel really bad saying this, but 3 stars is not a bad rating for me. It's like average. I am going to be unhauling this. It's not something that I feel strongly attached to. It didn't really have much of an impact on me. I'm glad I read it. I think it was interesting as far as like in a different time period, different setting. But yeah, it was just okay for me. And I am in the minority here. There are tons of good reviews on that have 5 stars that absolutely loved it. So make your own opinion as you will, but that's mine. So yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. They were a bit long-winded, but there you go. I did want to share some happy mail with y'all. So I used my fund money to purchase these items. Since we are a 1 income
household now. We have to be very careful about our purchases. And so I have a fun money fund that I use to buy fun things for myself. And it's very, it's not a ton of money. So I share this with you all as something that I really, really wanted and felt like it would be helpful for me in the long term. I'm not really buying too many. Well, I don't think I have bought a book in a while. I'm not buying books much these days because I can get them through the library or various methods. I do have Kindle Unlimited. I kept that. I may get rid of that later, but that helps me consume content more cost effectively, so to speak. But anyways, this stuff it's a bit more unique, and I can use for a longer period of time than just like a one-time read. But I wanted to share this stuff with y'all in case you were interested. So I ordered a reading tracker, and this box. This reading tracker for 2026, and the company is Novelly Yours, and so I have not opened this yet. I just opened the box, so I wouldn't do this on camera, but she has a lovely little card, and so that's really, really sweet. But I found her on Instagram last year, and I've been using her 2025 reading tracker, and I just really love the idea of having all of my reading stuff. This doesn't have the review portions. It's just like tracking what you read, your star ratings, DNFs, that type of stuff. I'll open the new one so you can see it. I need to catch up on my 2025 one, but I could have made my own, but for sake of time, I'm a busy mom. I need something that I can just easily just write in. I don't have to recreate it myself and keep track of, making all the lists and stuff. So, and I'm a stickler for once I get something, I need it to all match. So I really wanted it to be like on my bookshelf and I see the same type of tracker over time. So yeah, there's that. But this is the 2026 one. I'm just going to throw that in the floor. I'll get it later. Hopefully this isn't really loud for y'all, but it's in cellophane packaging. I'm just kind of flinging stuff everywhere. I'll clean it up later. But this is the 2026 one. So here's a comparison. And stuff is falling everywhere. So I definitely like the cover better. I like the pinks and the green and the blue that she added. But it's definitely more pretty. But yeah, it has like a ton of stuff. So you have like your first page. And if I was like a really professional booktuber, I would have this set up to where it would be like an overhead view, but that's a little bit too much work for me right now. But anyways, it has new releases, 2026 new releases. I mean, she's literally thought of everything. Backlist, series to finish in 2026, 2026 wish list, 2026 pre-order. So you can keep track of pretty much everything. And then she has like your overall reading log where you can track the ratings and the stars. So let me see. She has spots for way more books than I'm going to read, let me tell you. Oh, it just keeps on going. So she has it up to 360. And then she has an alphabet challenge, which challenges for me are not going that well. I've kind of let them go by the wayside. I may go back in and kind of fit books that I read into challenges that I wanted to do later on, but yeah, I'm not really keeping track of much of them right now. 26 and 26 reading challenge, it's already there for you to just write them in. And then bookish bingo, I think that's a new one. She didn't have that in her other one, I think. Create your own reading challenges. So if I do any reading challenges for 2026 off of BookTube, I will write that in there. That's what I did this 2026. So she has series trackers. I mean, y'all, like, this is why I got this, because she's literally thought of everything. Book trackers. I didn't really use this much. I don't know if I will in 2026. But yeah. Ooh, I like this. I have not seen this. She created some dashboards for the months, and that is so cute for January. I love that. And she created some calendars. So that's new. That's not in the 2025 version. That would be very helpful for me to possibly use that for like uploads and things. I'm excited. So yeah, so she has like the month overview. So January releases monthly goals, TBR, wish list and pre-orders. And then, let's see. And then you have like your actual reading stats per month. And so, let me see if I can get a little bit closer so you can see. But you have your monthly goal and then what you actually read for the month. And then you have number for the month. So, these will match for the year for January. But once I get to February, you know, the number will keep growing for as far as like the total count for the year. Start date, finish date, rating, title, author, length, genre, source. So I've been putting like my shelves or the library, format, owned or borrowed, and like age as far as like young adult, middle grade, adult, whatever. So yeah, I really love that. And then it also has DNF log. That's very handy because I personally don't track at least in this, my DNFs and my actually read in the same area. I kind of like to separate them out a little bit. It does also have like a haul per month if you want to track like what books you have coming in, how much money you're spending, and then a recap for the month, your January favorites. So I really love that. I can't wait to use that for my end of the year wrap up video that I'm going to do. And then it has like graphs and things for your ratings and just interesting way to track that. And then I think she also added some fun things at the end, which I'm not sure if I'll do or not, but I'm just sharing with you. These things are new. It's a word search and a word jumble. So just a little perk, I guess, that you can make yourself feel smart. I don't know. I might do them, I might not. But then it has also 2 blank pages, which in my 2025 one, if y'all are interested in me doing a walkthrough of that at the end of the year, I can once I get caught up on it. But I've been using these blank pages for like readathons and reading challenges for the month so that I have it there. And then, like I said, she did such a good job with the cover pages for the month. That's February's. I love that. It's the pinks. So, yeah, I'm not going to show you all of them, but that's just kind of the it in a nutshell. Let me see if there's something at the back that maybe she has something else back here. Oh, she does. Okay, cool. So let's see. I'm going past December's stuff. Okay, so I think this is new too. 2026 favorite books, top 10 reads of the year, other standout reads, and 2026 by the numbers. So it has like the month, but the page that she did for the month, but this is for the year. So that is really, really cool. And then favorites by genre. Like this is stuff I'm seeing for the first time too. So 2026 noteworthy memories and experiences. So that's really cool. Like you can have bookish memories at the end too, all in one place. I love tracking things that are in one place. Because I used to have like in my regular every day-to-day planner, I can't talk. I used to have some of this stuff, not nearly to this level. Like I would track some of my readings. But yeah, I love having this reading like category all in one place. So this is ratings and reactions, books that surprised you. Like you can track your overall ratings for the year. Genre stats, 3 most read genres, 3 most read formats, 3 most read sources. And then it has a little bit of 2027. Whew, goodness gracious. 2027 planning right here where you can do pre-orders and TBR or plans if you want to stick with something for next year. So yeah, I'm really excited to add this to my reading tracker collection. I really do love trackers and journaling type stuff. It's just, do I have the time to do them? So I did get that for myself for 2026. So I love that it doesn't have the review, like, this is why I love this book, like a whole like paragraph type thing. She does have a separate booklet for that if you want that. I kind of use that more for like Goodreads and Storygraph, so I didn't really need that. I just wanted the stats and the different tracking things that this has. So yes, I can do that a little bit with Storygraph, but I am a paper girly and it just helps me visualize things, and I just think it's fun to fill it out. So wanted to share that. And I don't know if she still has any or not, but I will try and remember to link the website. I'm not affiliated or anything. I'm just sharing this just to share it in case anybody's interested. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you was an order I got from the Daily Grace Co. I've ordered from them a couple of times, primarily when they have like big sales. They always have something on sale. They're really great about that. But they had their Advent stuff come out, and I really wanted to get their Advent study. And I knew I wanted to do some kind of Advent study. I really like doing one every year. I've been doing that since, even before I became a Christian. It was part of my faith walk, my story of becoming a Christian. A big part of it was doing an Advent. That's how I had some questions answered. And so not only for the joy of the Lord and the celebration of the season, but also for me personally, it is something extra special for me in that sense of as part of my salvation story. So anyways, I don't think I've done the Advent story, Advent study through them specifically before. So I wanted to try their thing out. At least I can remember right now. I've done I think it was The Well-Watered Woman. I've done a book, and I've done one other one I can't remember. But I don't think I've done the Daily Grace Co. But anyways, I love some of their other stuff, so I'm sure it'll be great. So I have a lot of cushioning. Okay, so maybe I should have opened this beforehand, but you get to unbox it with me. Yeah, so let's see, what did I get? I don't even remember what I got, but, oh yes, the church calendar, focusing on Christ through liturgical living. So, yeah, I don't think you can really even, the glare of the foiling, but this beautiful foiling. I am fascinated by the liturgical calendar, which Advent is a part of. I do have another study where something fell. I have another study that kind of goes through this, but I really wanted this one too. But I would love to follow the liturgical calendar, at least as far as like scripture reading and stuff, and just really being in the moment of the seasons as far as like how we can worship the Lord. And yeah, so this is just gorgeous. It's hardcover. Yeah, I really can't wait to do this at some point. It may be a little while before I can do this because, y'all, I still am on the quote-unquote year-long chronological study that I started in 2023. And I'm in 2 Samuel, I think. I can't even remember. It's been a long time since I have picked it up. And yeah, so I need to actually finish doing that, and then maybe I can pick up this. But I wanted to go ahead and get it because if you got so much, you get like free shipping or whatever. And I knew we wanted to get it at some point anyway, so I went ahead and got it. And then here is the Advent study. It's also foiled too. So Awakening Wonder, Experiencing the Nearness of Jesus, 2025 Daily Grace Co. Advent Study. So it's a 4-week study, special resources, and then the study weekly Christmas hymns for reflection, candle lighting days with reflections on traditional Advent themes, application questions and prayer prompts for each study day, bonus content on the Triune God at creation. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And I think it starts November. Oh, does it tell me? November 30th, I think I remember. Let's see. It tells me what day this starts. day 1. Yep, November 30th. Look at my brain remembering something. Look at me go. That hardly ever happens these days. Okay, and like I said, I got way more than I usually would just because I really wanted the Advent study and I really wanted free shipping. And, you know, you're spending more money to get the free shipping, but I'm like, I'm saving money in the long run because I want all this stuff eventually. So, yeah, my fun money took a hit. I'm not going to be able to buy anything else for a long time. But, yeah, I'm really excited about all this stuff. But they also had a scripture lettering workbook. It's foiled as well. I really want to get better. I can do cursive. I shouldn't say I can letter, but I just find lettering so fascinating. I would love to be able to like Bible journal with this stuff. So I want to practice with that, and I thought this was really cool. Yeah, just a space to do that. Y'all, I'm a sucker for like booklets that look pretty and are for a specific purpose. Instead of having my own workbook, I should probably get over that. But I just thought that was so beautiful, and like it's already pre-printed. Yeah, there's just like an extra mental load that's taken off if I don't have to make it myself. I can just fill it in. Anybody else that way, or is it just me? And I need to get over myself. But and then ooh, let me get something to open this up with so you don't have to watch me do it. Okay, so I got this out. So this is an Advent wreath. I just thought it was really beautiful, and I'm planning on doing this. I haven't done the candle lighting before that part of Advent, and because I haven't had a wreath, and I'm not a big candles person, but I did see some on Amazon that I'm thinking about getting eventually, where they're battery powered, so I can, you know, reuse them. But anywho, so you have, I don't even know if you can see that really well, but it's, where is it at? So it says hope and joy. So you light or turn on the battery, candles for the different parts of the week that symbolize, things to help you get ready for Jesus's, birth. And, so I saw this and thought it was a beautiful thing to add to our family to use for years to come. Yeah, I actually looked up on Amazon and the prices were very comparable. And because I think they had like, it was like 50% off or something. I can't remember. There's some kind of deal. And the prices were very comparable, and this looked more, I mean, obviously, like this is a chunk of wood. So it's good quality. Okay, and then the last thing, they gave a free gift to if you ordered within such a certain amount of time, the Advent stuff, I think. So I'll show that real quick. So I didn't buy this. This was a gift. They usually are really good about that. But, so, oh come, Emmanuel. So it's a little tote bag. It's got green, lettering and, what is this? Leafy stuff on it. It's pretty. I like it. And I thought that I could use that, to carry my stuff to church, because my family and I walk to church now because we live in the city, and that's a very different experience. But yeah, I thought that was really cute, and you know, I love free stuff. So yeah, that's my haul. Like I said, this is gonna set me for a while. It's just really nice things to invest in for my spiritual growth and also my family's spiritual growth as well. And then the fun reading tracker I can use all year next year and have fun with. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. I do plan on hopefully being consistent in November. My goal is to post at least once a week, so we'll see if I can do that. But anyways, hope you have a great day. Love y'all. Bye.